What's going on, everybody? This is Mehul and welcome to your 26th AngularJS tutorial, in which we'll be continuing with our providers which we started in the last tutorial. Now in the last tutorial I told you about what providers are and how to create a simple provider using this code pretty much right here. Now let's take a look how you can create a simple application which greets user on you can say the time of the day. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna return something as let's say set greeting here, and I'm going to create this as a function. Now remember, I told you that this get function is executed by the injector, and I don't want the set greeting function to be executed by the injector. I want this to be private, so you can't access it right here. You can't. So where I'm going to access it? Well, I'm going to access this inside application.config, which I told you earlier. Now what I'm going to do is inside this set greeting function, I'm gonna set, let me first create a greet variable, and I'm gonna set greet equal to value, and this value will get from here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an application.config here, and right here I'm gonna create a function, and I'm gonna pass not the date but something as date provider. Now remember that we learned about route and route provider. Now this route provider comes from route only, so you can't access route here. You can only access providers in config function. You can't access directives, you can't access controllers or anything else, factories or your services, but you can only access providers. So when you create a provider, you can access it as the provider name here, and adding a provider suffix to it. Now my name of the provider is date and the provider suffix, and then just carry on with your configuration. Now first of all, let me just show you by console logging what date provider actually is. Let's just take a look here. So you see that date provider is an object. Now this returns as an object, and inside this object, if you see, then we have two functions. You can say a get one, which is for the injector. You can even see here something is done by that, and a set greeting, which is our which I want to work with. So let's just take a look what we can do. So to get to set greeting function, and to get there, what I have to do is date provider dot set greeting. Date provider dot set greeting function here, and since we have to set something to this, I'm not gonna console log this, but I'm gonna console log the show date function. So what I'm going to do is date provider dot get as console. So let's reload. You see we get a function as the response, and then I can just do like this to execute this, and then we again get an object which gets us to the show date. Now if I do like show date, it'll give me 20, which is what I want. So I'm gonna say that this is time equals this one, and if time is, let's say, greater than 0 but time is less than 9, I'm gonna say, or not 9, let's just say 12, I'm gonna say date provider dot set greeting to good morning. Else if time is greater than 13 but time is less than let's say 18 or 17. And remember, we are working with 24-hour clocks here. Set greeting good day, else time greater than 18 and time less than, I guess I'm missing a few hours here, so I guess this should be 12 to 17 and this should be 17 to what do you say, let's just keep it to 19. I'm gonna say date provider dot set greeting good evening, and otherwise I want set greeting good night. Alright, now what it has done is it has actually set this function, the greet one, a value. Now how we can use that? Well, I'm gonna use it inside here because obviously this get could access this one, so or not. Well, I guess, can it? Well, yes, it could, because we have created this var greet as variable above return, so everything inside this can access and modify this greet. So let's just return something like hello. It's or not just hello, let's just return the greet, and it's right here. Alright, I guess this should be fine. So let's just do the show date function, or I guess this would create a little bit of problem, because the show date right here, which we are returning, would not return then the date.hours, and inside the greet we have undefined. So I guess I can create just a show date function, show date for developer show date, and it'll just return us the simple one. Or even you could use the get date here only, that wouldn't make any difference. Dev show date sounds cool, and then we can use date dot show date here. Now let's just take a look at it here. Let's reload. Okay, so we have some errors here. So we have unexpected identifier here. Okay, I guess I forgot a comma here. Let's reload this again. Oh, okay, so we have some sort of error on here. Oh, I guess this should be else if. Alright, so as you can see, what I got is good night, it's 20. Now because it's 20 and it doesn't fit in any of these categories, I got that message. But if I do like if it is less than 21, then I'll get good evening. Now this is a very dynamic kind of application, because you are just scope.create messages date.show date and nothing else. Everything else is managed by the provider and the configuration of application. Now date provider, as you can see, is accessible inside config application.config, and you can't just pass here date. It won't work, because inside application.config function you can only pass providers. Now that is why we made use of route provider instead of just route. So that's it for the providers tutorial, and I hope you like it, and if you did, then don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.